Before the opening bell, U.S. indices, they closed mixed on Wednesday as the Federal Reserve raised the federal funds rate as expected. Shares in banks, media, and insurance all closing lower, while shares in consumer durables and apparel, household and personal products, as well as capital goods sectors, they all increased higher. Now, on the economic data front, NBA mortgage applications declining 2.3% in the week ended December 8th. Consumer prices month over month improving by 0.4% in November as expected. Also, the Federal Reserve raising interest rates to a range of 1.25% to 1.5% as expected from the previous range of 1 to 1.25%. And also reassuring economists that the FOMC continues to expect 3 rate hikes in 2018. The chair of the Federal Reserve, Janet Yellen, also said that Trump's tax program could boost both demand and supply, adding to productivity, and also added Bitcoin is a highly speculative asset, but is a limited risk to stability. All this as decliners just edging out advancers, 54% of SP 500 constituents trading lower yesterday. Now, after the markets closed, Walt Disney closing the deal to acquire assets from 21st Century Fox for $60 billion, reported by the Wall Street Journal, citing sources. Turning overseas, Asian markets on the downside today. The Nikkei down 0.28%, the Hang Seng down 0.19%, China's CSI 300 down 0.59%, and South Korea's Kospi down 0.45%. European markets trading lower, and U.S. futures call for a positive start. In terms of expectations today, Adobe Systems' fourth quarter EPS seen at $1.16 on sales of approximately $2 billion. Costco Wholesale first quarter EPS seen at $1.34, while Oracle second quarter EPS seen at 68 cents on sales of approximately $9.6 billion. On the economic front, 8:30 in the morning sees December initial jobless claims. That's expected at 236,000, and also continuing jobless claims figures. Also at 8:30 in the morning, we have November retail sales figures as well as November import prices. And 9:45 in the morning sees market U.S. manufacturing PMI, composite, and services PMI as well. Now, over in the markets, the S&P 500 heading towards 2675 and in focus as the relative strength index calls for a new upward leg. Long positions above 2664 are favored, with targets at 2675 and 2680 in extension. Meanwhile, the Nasdaq has its watch on the 6440 level, and the Dow Jones sees further advance.